Strong side drive, strong side slide. It's one of the ways that we teach move without the ball out of our drive and kick series. So let's break it down. Let's get a defender out here to guard Coach Nick. First thing, let's talk about the ball handler. We always talk about winning the shoulder war, okay? So what that means is, offensively, Coach Nick's shoulder wants to get under Coach Alex right now, okay? If Coach Alex was under Coach Nick, he'd be winning. But it's all about leverage when we're attacking off the dribble, okay? We always tell our ball handlers, drive to score. If you end up driving to pass, you're never going to end up getting a help defender on you, okay? So we want to make sure that Coach Nick is driving body to body, and he's also on a straight line attack. He doesn't want to over-penetrate when he drives as well. We tell our guards, mark the court. What that ends up meaning is when he's coming to penetrate, he needs to make sure he gets to the second hash. If he starts getting under the second hash, that's the land of the giant. Bad things start to happen, okay? So he's driving to score, which means he's going to stay inside the lane lines. He's going to try to get to that second hash. Let's just see what that looks like real quick. He's driving in right there. Notice on his footwork, he's going to stop on a 1-2 jump stop, okay? He's going to end up having to step out to make a pass, and we call it 2-to-1. So he's got two hands on the ball right now, just in case he wants to make any type of pass that he needs to, all right? There's three type of passes Coach Nick's going to end up making. He could end up making just a regular chest pass. Let's get Bobby to the corner just to show that. He'd do a step-out chest pass right here. That's one pass. Right back to Coach Nick. He could do a step-out bounce pass right there. The last one that he would do is a jump pass over the top. So he would jump, throw that pass over the top of the defense, right to Coach Bobby in the corner. So that's what we have to make sure with the ball handler. You got to drive in between the lane lines. You got to make sure you're getting to that second hash. We call it the 18-inch rule, okay? Let's get a defender over here on Coach Bobby real quick. Ball handler to the top. The reason we have to drive to score, all right, if Coach Nick was to take a bad angle and Bobby stood there, Coach Jeff doesn't have to move at all, right? He's right there. He's driving the two defenders. Nothing's happening because he's taking a bad angle on the drive. If Coach Nick comes back and he just drives 18 inches more towards me, so he's staying in between those lane lines, now all of a sudden Coach Jeff has to come 18 more inches to help. That's going to open up the shooter. So let's start talking about the shooter right now. So guys, go to the top. Right now, Coach Bobby's going to start what we call shooter ready. All right, shot ready all the time. It's an athletic stance. He's ready to catch the ball, all right? What that means, if Coach Nick was just to pass it to him right now, you got to be ready to shoot, all right? We train our players to be offensive-minded every time they catch the ball, whether they have it or whether they don't. You always, always, always are thinking about being a threat on offense, all right? So Coach Bobby's got to stay low, and he's got to be shot ready. Now, he's got to leave late and get there early, all right? What that means is he can't leave as soon as Coach Nick dribbles. All right, if he does that, then Coach Jeff is just going to go with him as well. So if Coach Nick starts and he starts going, he's going to leave. Nothing happens at this point. All right, so Coach Bobby's got to let Coach Jeff suck in and help. All right, so what that means is he's got to have some patience. He's got to leave late, but he's going to try to get to that corner early. All right, he also has to make sure he stays spaced. Spacing is everything in the game of basketball, especially when we're talking about playing without it, okay? If Coach Bobby was to leave late but still cut the court, all right? What we mean by cut the court is coming right here, all right? What that happens now is Coach Nick doesn't have an angle to pass the basketball. All right, again, it's the 18-inch rule one more time. If he would just back up 18 more inches, now all of a sudden there's a pass available for Coach Nick, okay? So you have to make sure you stay spaced when you're moving without the ball. So if we go back to the top, let's go through to getting Coach Bobby the catch. He's going down, he moves. Now, notice how Coach Bobby got there. What we say is run 3, slide 2. So your first 3 steps is a sprint, all right? Because, again, you're leaving late, so in order to get there early, you got to get there in a hurry. So he's got to sprint 3 steps. Then he's got to shape up, okay? Shape up, same thing as square up, okay? So let's just watch Coach Bobby get there. No defense right now. Let's just see Coach Bobby get there, all right? He's going to run his first 3, then he's going to slide 2 on the shape up. Go. Notice he called for the ball. All right, coaches, players, that's extremely important. We always talk about defensive communication, but communicating on the offensive end is just as important, okay? Let's bring it back here again. Let's talk about Coach Bobby's footwork into his shot. Now, when he's getting into his shot, Coach Bobby's right-handed, all right? So he's going to step left-right, all right? That's when he's in rhythm. If he was to catch it and was a three-pointer, what it ended up being is a side step 1-2. All right, we always want our players to catch it 1-2. If he was on the other side of the court and it was in rhythm, he'd be stepping inside foot, outside foot. All right, so that means he'd be stepping right, left if we were on this side of the court, all right? If he was waiting for the pass, so let's just say he left, Coach Nick penetrated, and Coach Bobby's there and he's just waiting. All right, he wants to wait and then be able to step in strong foot. All right, the way that he would naturally want to step into a shot for Coach Bobby be left-right, for a left-handed player it'd be right-left, all right? If it's going for the three-point line, though, let's go back and show that. He's going to do a sideways left-right step, okay? Watch his footwork here. Sideways, 1-2 for the three. So if we're going to shoot the 15-footer and step over the three-point line, we're going to step in, inside foot, outside foot. If it's a three, we're doing a side step. All right, let's get the defense back out here. Let's show it one time, full speed all the way through the catch. So coaches, drive and kick, strong side drive, strong side slide. Let's do a quick recap here. The ball handler needs to make sure they drive to score. That means they need to drive closed, drive body to body, and use a straight line attack. They can't over-penetrate, so they have to make sure they mark the court. They have to use the proper footwork when stopping in order to make the right type of pass. The right type of pass they make could be an over-the-top, could be a step-out chest pass, or it could be a bounce pass. The shooter has to start shot ready, always low in an athletic stance. They've got to leave late and get there early, which means the shooter cannot leave until the ball handler dribbles the ball. That allows that defender to stop the penetration. They have to run three and then slide two. They have to make sure they stay spaced so the passer has an angle to make that pass to them. They have to make sure they stay in the passer's vision, and they have to use the right footwork when they're getting into their shot. There's three variations that we usually teach off the strong side drive, strong side slide. The first one we already showed you, which was just catch and shoot. The next one will end up being catch in the corner, rip one dribble for the pull-up. The last one we always teach our players, rip one dribble, finish strong at the rim, all right? We always want to make sure our players are finishing the ball strong and aggressive at the rim. So let's go ahead and show the rip one dribble pull-up here.